How much money do you need to retire? Well, according to a recent survey, 38% of you believe that you can retire on $500,000 in retirement savings or less. 38%, almost 40% of surveyed individuals believe they can retire on less than $500,000. Can you retire on less than $500,000? Let me know in the comments below. Hey, my name is Drew Blackston. I'm a certified retirement counselor, investment advisor representative, and I am your virtual financial advisor, helping you get to retirement, helping you get through retirement, and protecting your ability to stay in retirement. We're talking about how much you need to retire. And like I said, 38% of individuals believe they can retire on $500,000 or less. Now, 30% of respondents believe they need between $500,000 and $1 million to retire. That's the next big number. So really, when you look at the respondents, it's really between $500,000 and $1 million is what most individuals believe that they need to retire. 14% of respondents believe they need $1 million to $1.5 million to retire. 8% of respondents believe they need $1.5 million to $2 million to retire. 3% of respondents, they say, well, we need $2 to $2.5 million in retirement savings to retire. 2% said they need $2.5 to $3 million to retire. And here's what I found interesting. 6% of individuals. So you saw it 38, 30, 14, 8, 3, 2. It was going down, and then all of a sudden, 6% of individuals surveyed believe they need $3 million or more to retire. And this 6% was mainly made up of millennials. What we saw in the 38% and the 30% number, the between $500,000 and $1 million, those were made up of people who were close to retirement. So can you retire on $500,000 or less? Let's look at that real quick. Can you retire on less than $500,000 in retirement savings? Well, new data shows that 38% of individuals believe they can retire on $500,000 in retirement savings or less. So let's look at it on the board to see if the math works out and you can retire on $500,000 in retirement savings or less. First, how do we determine how much we need in retirement? Well, for this scenario and for this example, we've got to use some national averages. So the first thing I'm going to use is a retirement age of 55. I get a lot of individuals asking, can I retire at 55? Or I want to retire early at 55. So we're going to use 55 as the age of retirement. We're going to use the average Social Security check, which is $1,542. Now that is the average for everyone in America. And we're going to use 3 different ways to figure out how much retirement income we're going to need off of that $500,000 in retirement assets. So let's do that first. So the first rule we're going to look at to get retirement income off of the $500,000 to determine if $500,000 is enough to retire is the 4% rule. Now the 4% rule has been around for a long time, and it simply says this: take 4% off of the total value of your retirement savings plus inflation, and your money will last for 30 years. So on $500,000, that's $20,000 a year plus inflation. Now we're going to use 3% as an inflation rate. The 108-year average is 3.24. It might be higher now, and it might be less in the future, so that's why we're going to use an average of 3%. Now, the second way you can determine how much retirement income you can withdraw off of your retirement assets is the replacement ratio. The replacement ratio simply says this: take 80% of your current annual income, and that is how much you'll need in retirement plus inflation. So the average income today in America is $55,000. So 80% of $55,000 is $44,000. So we will be taking $44,000 annually off of $500,000 in retirement assets to see how long that's going to last. And $44,000 is 8.8%. That's a huge withdrawal rate when it comes to pulling money out of your retirement investments. And the third retirement rule we're going to use to determine how much income we're going to need off our investments is new data that has updated the replacement ratio. Remember, the replacement ratio is 80%. New data shows us 60% is the new replacement ratio. So 60% of $55,000 is $33,000 that you'll need every year off of your retirement investments plus inflation. That's a 6.6% withdrawal rate coming off of your retirement investments. It's a little better than 8.8%, but not where I want it. All right, so these are our three scenarios. Remember, 4% rule, 80% replacement, and 60% replacement of $55,000 in retirement income. So $500,000 in retirement assets, $1,667 is our expenses broken down on a monthly basis. So we're taking that retirement income on a monthly basis. The $500,000 in retirement investments is still invested in the market. So we're going to assume a 6% rate of return. Now, the stock market, the S&P 500, has averaged 10% since 1950, 8% with inflation, and if you go back to 1900, the market's averaged right about 6.5%. So I feel really comfortable doing projections at 6%. 3% is our inflation rate, and we're going to start Social Security of $1,542 at 67. So in this scenario, $500,000 in assets, taking $1,667 per month plus inflation over the next 30 years. At age 100, retiring at 55, this person would have $1.3 million in retirement savings. So the first example, can I retire with $500,000 in retirement savings? Yeah, you can, but you got to have very, very low expenses. Now, the second scenario, which is the 80% replacement rule. Remember, $500,000 in retirement assets. We need $44,000 in retirement income on an annual basis. So that's $3,667 per month. 6% is our rate of return. 3% is our inflation rate. We're taking Social Security of $1,542 at 67. That goes from $500,000 to zero at 67. So from 55 to 67, 12 years, you're out of money doing the 80% replacement rule. So if you came to me and said, hey, can I retire at 55 with $500,000 in retirement savings and I need $44,000 a year off of my money, I would say, no, it doesn't make sense. We need to look at some other factors and other ways that you can save more, retire later, or maximize your Social Security. Now, scenario number 3, 60% replacement rate off of $55,000, so that means we need $33,000 annually, broken down on a monthly basis. That's $2,750 per month in retirement income. Everything else is still the same. 6% rate of return on our retirement investments, 3% inflation, and we're taking Social Security of $1,542 at 67. This person is out at 75. So it's a little better. It's 20 years, 55 to 75. So again, there's other factors that we need to look at. So the question becomes, how much do I need to retire? Well, that's totally dependent on you. And if you want me to do a financial EKG for you to determine if you have enough to retire, in the comment section below and also in the description is how you get in touch with me. And there's a free download called the Checklist to Retirement. Download that. See if you are on track for retirement. And also, if you want to touch base with me, there's a box there that allows you to do that. We can get in contact and we can go through whether you have saved enough for retirement to get you to retirement, through retirement, and protect your ability to stay in retirement. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you watch all the catalog of videos that are going to help you on your retirement journey. God bless. Bye-bye.